Hi guys, welcome back to Seasiders TV. It's a bit of a somber opening to this live stream today. Everybody will know why. James Hitchcock's such a loved member of the footballing community in this area. Taken too soon. It's hard to even talk on it. It's hard to really comprehend it. Nobody should go on a night out and not return home to their families if it was a night out. So we're going to start this video with just a little pause to remember James Hitchcock, because I think it's only right. So once we've done this, we'll get into the content of the video. But yeah, let's just pause for a minute and remember James. Hi guys, welcome to the video. Thank you for tuning in. We are going to discuss what on earth is going on with Bridtown. It's not really a snapshot at basically today's game. It's not an overreaction to today's game. I wasn't there, but I've been given information about what has happened at today's game. But we're going to talk about the form, where this is going. And let's not get it twisted, people. Bridtown, as it stands, are in a relegation battle. Now, nobody actually knows what the budget is, but there's no smoke without fire. We know it's a good budget for this league. We've been told that from previous manager Eddie Costello. I've been told from the current manager, Denny Ingram, that the budget is good and it's well above average in this league. However, Bridtown are not above average in this league. Who's to blame? Are many people to blame? I don't know, but I want to talk to you guys about it. So get in the comments and we'll have a discussion about it. I'll tell you one thing that I do know for a fact. Carlton Town had fantastic pleasure today in singing, let me get this right, Nice Bus, Shit Team. Now, I'm not going to jump into, oh, this is a shit team, this is a poor team. But sometimes we don't need to listen to our own community. We need to listen to what people like Carlton fans or other fans that don't have any affiliation to Brid and listen to what they're saying or the people around us are saying, because they've got no bias towards this. Yes, we're a opposing team coming to their ground, but do we have a rivalry against Carlton? No. As the word got around the league about Brid's budget, about how much money's been pumped into this team, and are they playing on that by going, you know what, you've got a nice bus, but you've got a shit team. Look, that's what's happening. And we need to have a conversation as well. The last time Bridtown had a clean sheet was 9 games ago. No, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong place there. The last time Bridtown had a clean sheet wasn't even in the last 10 games. We haven't kept a clean sheet in the last 10 games. We have won 2 games from 10. 2 games from 10. So anybody who's telling me that this is, or wants to make out that this is a blip, or this isn't a consistent theme, I would say to them, go on to football web pages, pull up their form table, switch it from 6 games to 10, and you will see that we have won 2 games in 10. We've beaten Sherwood Colliery and we've beaten Heat and Stanton. 2 teams that are mixing it at the lower ebbs of this table with us. I think our best performance of the season was Dunstan, that we won 1-0. So that shows that we can play football, but we don't do it regularly. We're very, very, very fragile at the back. I mean, I'll reel these off to you. Look, we'll reel it off. Like, I've got plenty of time tonight. So the last 10 games, 2-0 loss against Pontefract Collieries, 1-0 loss against Bradford Park Avenue, 3-2 loss against Ashington, who aren't great. Sherwood Colliery won 2-0. Ossett, the debacle which was Ossett, 5-2 loss. Followed that up with a win against Heat and Stanton. So it looks like, at that time, we're thinking, right, we've got some bounce back ability, this, that, and the other. But then we followed that up. After that win against Heat and Stanton, we have followed that up with a 2-0 loss against Newton Aycliffe, a 2-0 loss against Emley, a 3-1 defeat by Bradford Park Avenue, and today a 3-2 defeat against Carlton Town. People, we have the worst goal difference in this league. We have the worst goal difference in this league. At what point do we wake up and go, do you know what? We are in a serious relegation battle here, and we don't want to be going down a league. We was all hyped and enthused about potentially going up a league. This is why the stream is called Alarm Bells Need to Start Ringing. That's a quarter of your season, and you've got an 80% loss percentage. We played in the last 10 games. I'll say it again. The last 10 games, we have won 2 and lost 8. That's an 80% loss ratio. You go down with those numbers, people, you will get relegated. There is no 2 ways about it. You will get relegated with an 80% loss ratio. If I went through the whole season, it's probably less than that. It will be less than that. But I'm looking at a snapshot in the last 10 games, and it's an 80% loss ratio. I mean, we've got players here that we know are good. We've got Nathan Dyer. I know he's a good player. Nathan Dyer is a good player. Ben Lewis, good player. We've got Sam Kay, good player, scored again today. We've got numerous good players. We've got Seb, who, again, I've heard he was a bit good and bad in different patches of the game, but he's a good goalkeeper at this level. Michael Coulson is almost a footballing legend at this level. We haven't seen enough from Michael Coulson. The guy needs to start turning up. Ahmed Salam, I haven't seen him in person yet, but he bagged again today from Worksop on a loan, on a 28-day loan. Hopefully that can be extended because he's looking like a good player. Danny Earl, we know he's a good player, okay? I'm going to go through the lineup. So then we've got Dan Hartley. I rate Dan Hartley. I think Dan Hartley is a decent player. Again, Simon Heslop played for Barnsley. Good player, yes. He's not going to have the legs that he used to have. But as an organiser in that midfield, the guy should be a general. He's played way above this level. Charlie Winfield, Seaside is TV Player of the Month for November. Very good at this level. So when we ask those questions, Tom Allen again, decent. So we're going through this team and we're going, hang on a minute, these players are good. These players are good for this level. Where's it going wrong then? Where's it going wrong then? Why do we constantly, well, not constantly, but we concede the most goals in this league? Again, I don't want to, this is called alarm bells because I'm calling out the concerning metrics that's coming out of this team. Let me just come to some of the comments because I've seen a few of them in. Steve Brentano, hi Dom. We are hurting, Dan. We need to get out of this mess fast. Dom, this mess has to end super quick because, look, the rot can set in. Losing is a habit, just as winning is a habit. We've got an 80% loss ratio in the last 10 games. Not good enough from this level of playing staff. It's not good enough. Danny Talksport, hiya, mate. Thanks for dropping in there, mate. I'm worried. You should be worried. Dom, you should be worried. I'm not going to turn around and say you shouldn't be worried because I'm very worried. Look, it's not looking good. Watching on train back from West Ham v Brighton. We'll be down again Boxing Day. Chris, yeah, please say hello and we'll have a chat. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the game, mate. Big Red, agreed, Dom. Something needs to change. We need to go on and run after Christmas. Something really does have to change. I don't know what it is. I don't know where to come from. I would love to see Ryan Blott brought in for a bit of help with Denny, someone to bounce ideas off. I don't think that can happen because of Ryan's situation, not because the club don't want it to happen or Denny don't want it to happen. I just don't think it's plausible at this time. But something needs to happen because we know. Look, let's call a spade a spade. Denny will have been giving these players rockets during a lot of these half times. And you've seen that today because they must have got a rocket and they've come out and scored a goal to make it 3-2 pretty quickly. But then, again, we still fall to a loss. And look, going away to Carlton is going to be difficult. No one's going to say that's not difficult. But when you look at the law of averages, we should be winning more games than what we are. I'm struggling to even think, how good is this team? And then I have to look at it and I have to break it down like I just did. I have to break it down and I have to think about it and I have to look through the players and where they've come from and look, Nathan Dyer at Leeds United Academy and stuff like that. And you're thinking, well, something ain't right. Hang on a minute, something ain't right. Something's not right, is it? I come back to it again. You've got Carlton Town fans singing "Nice but shit team," something like that. It is concerning. Where does it change? I don't think we can carry on bringing more and more players in. I think half the problem is that we change too much of the team too quickly. And I'll say that. And people will go, oh, well, what do you know? This, that, and the other. I know that if you bring in 10 strangers and just expect them to start playing good football together, ain't going to happen too quickly, is it? So maybe that is one thing we can look at and go, well, after half a season, maybe in the second half of the season, these guys will know each other's games a bit better, will have gelled a bit better. Look, I'll show you it. It's not pretty viewing. So let's go to We'll go to form guide. We'll change that from 6 to 10. And then look, we're not going to be near the top of this. Look, we're right down there. That's us. Oh, hang on. That's us there. Look, loss, win, loss, win. You're hoping at that point that's where it turns around. That's where you're hoping it turns around. But then look at this: loss. The good news for us is, I think on Boxing Day we are welcoming Grimsby Borough, who only have 1 win in 5. 1 win in 5, people. So to say that's a must win is like the biggest understatement ever. It's the biggest understatement ever. Because the confidence in this team must be on the floor. Must be on the floor. And I have no doubt that they're trying. No, I'm not hearing any information from the people that go away that's saying they don't look like they don't care, like they don't like they care, or they've given up, or I don't hear any of that. So anybody who's thinking that this team's given up, they haven't. But we have a serious issue because 2 wins in 10, with no draws, by the way. It's either win or lose in the last 10. 2 wins, 8 losses. Won't keep you in this league. If we replicate that to the end of the season, we will not stay in this league. And then what happens? Because it's not even all about money. You're going to have players that are playing at this level, like the good players that we have, that won't want to play at a lower level than this. They'll get, you know how this works, especially at this level of football. People move regular. So, yeah, I'm worried, people. I am really, really worried about this. We have to get the win on Boxing Day. We don't get the win on Boxing Day, I'm going from worried to panicking because, again, we know what Brid at home this season. Denny said it in some of his post matches. Brid at home this season, he doesn't know what it is or why it is. Perform worse than they do away. Well, look, do whatever you have to do to change that. Brid's not a super heavy crowd. Like, it's not like playing at Elland Road when Leeds are like playing bad football. It's nothing like that. We don't really get on top of them. Although I will say I've never heard a Bridtown team get booed, and I've heard that this season. So, but listen, is anybody going to these games expecting Brid to win? If you're being really and truthfully honest with yourself, who's now going to Queensgate on a Saturday afternoon or a Tuesday evening and expecting these guys to win? We all want them to win. And listen, there's a difference between negative and toxic. There's a difference between talking about reality and being anti-Bridtown. Like, I am anti-Bridtown. I'm like now a volunteer for the club. I'm going to be doing statistics, which is going to take me like 6-7 hours of my own time per week to break down the game and put it into all these different categories: successful passes, shots, block shots, aerial duels, successful dribbles. The list goes on and on and on. I've got bloody marker pens ready. I've got notepads, all this stuff. So I don't want anyone thinking that, you know, there's any kind of weird agenda with this. There isn't. And I like Denny Ingram, by the way. I like Denny Ingram. We have talked. It's a bit sporadic, but we talk when we talk, and we get on most of the time. Not all of the time. But I will say what I've got to say on my channel because it's a fan channel, all right? I'm worried. And I think, so, like, if you keep doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results, that is literally the definition of insanity. I aren't saying that Denny Ingram or anybody around the club's insane. I'm not. But it's clear to me that something has to change. Whether that's playing some of the local boys. I mean, Kobe Scott and Billy Ripley travelled today. I don't think either of them played. I don't. And Marshall Knock and Sam Leverett got game time. Maybe change it up. Change it up, maybe. Do you know what I mean? I know Ben Lewis had to come off, so he got slightly emotional. So, thoughts with Ben Lewis. Got slightly emotional about the James Hitchcock situation, which is totally understandable. Our thoughts go out to Ben Lewis and anybody that's involved in this tragic event. But maybe bring some of the Brid boys on and just see what they can do, especially now that we know that this team is really struggling. It's really struggling to win at the minute. And that's not through opinion, it's through fact. This team is really struggling to win at the minute. I want to hear your suggestions in the comments about how would you turn this around? What would your thoughts be? Also, why do you think it's happened? Because once you know why something's happened, then you can go around changing it in a more kind of strategical way. I want to know what you think. Am I wrong? I could be wrong. It might just be alarm bells ringing in my head. Am I the crazy one here? Let me know also. We will be doing Chatting Town on Monday night, hopefully. So we're going to have Norm. Hopefully have Ben Edwards and one or two of the normal lads that you're used to seeing. And we're going to well, because we've got a couple of the boys that have been there, we're going to try and dissect this the best that we can. Bridtown don't have bad players. I don't think they've got a bad manager. Something is out of whack. Something's not working. Big Red. That's no excuse for being organised, Chris. Oh, hang on. We'll go to this one. Because not playing MPL Oppos. Okay. Hang on. Right. Way back. Why do the reserves and the under-19s look so much more organised? Look, the under-19s, I watched them against Bolton. And what I will say is that, and I, like I say this all the time, I'm not a tactician, but you could see the triggers and you could see Blotty getting after him. So when they saw a trigger to press, one would go, and then, like, as a team, they would press. When they didn't do it, Blotty and Denny was on them, and the communication was really good. Yeah, so I can see why Ryan's comment has come through there. Yeah, but they are Chris. They are playing teams at their level, right? So I know it's not MPL or opponents, but they was playing Bolton Wanderers Academy, bro. Do you know what I mean? Like they're well trained kids, and we've got well trained kids. So it's like you've got two teams at similar standards. So when you look at it, if it's similar standards, should there be much difference? I don't know. Yeah. So yeah, Ryan basically saying it's down to the people above to make sure they are organised. Yeah, I agree with all of that above. Remember, guys, Chatting Town is going to be Monday night. We're in a bit of a hole here, people. We are in a hole, and it's only getting deeper. What I will say on the positive of this is that everybody around us isn't picking up loads of points. If you pick up 5 wins from 11, 12, you'll be out of that relegation zone. We don't seem to draw very much. That's another issue. We don't seem to pick the odd point up here and there. So we could do with a few of those results as well when we are on, not on the end of a battering, but if we're the second best on the day, but we can dig out a point, those are going to help as well. But that's been the alarm bells thing, because I just needed to voice it. I just needed to say basically that I think the boys now can be considered in a bit of a rut here. And look, we're halfway through the season, so nobody can tell me, no one's turning around to me and going, oh, well, it's a false position. No. Nope. It's not a false position. We're halfway through the season. We are where we are, and we've played basically every team in the league. This isn't a false position, people. Okay? We are where we are based on merit. It needs to get better. I think it can get better. We haven't been cut adrift. That's the positive. So we're going to leave it on a positive. Bridtown have not been cut adrift, but alarm bells must start ringing and some things must start to change. That's been Seasiders TV, people. We'll see you on the next one.